Yo, what up, though, homies and homies? It's your homeboy Grand Tizzle. And on a very serious note, before we even get started talking about these very important issues, we have to give a moment of silence for the dearly departed, one of our fallen soldiers, Nicki Minaj. No, I'm just playing. I don't know what's going on, man. Why is our sisters beefing and going back and forth and going off on each other? And Sheether and Ether and Nas and Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj and Remy, Mommy and Papoose and The Game and Meek. Everybody is losing their minds, fam-a-lam. But check this out. I want to guide you guys to a video after this one. Check out what's wrong with Propellerhead Reason 9.2 by the big homie Vic, and there's a discussion going on about, and apparently Witchcaller is going to be checking this out and listening basically to the community as a voice to express yourself as far as what you think Reason might be missing, or, you know what I'm saying, I guess they're getting ready to come out with Reason 10, and they really want some insight from the community. So I encourage you guys to go over there and check it out and leave some comments. That's going to pretty much be the hub to find out what the community really want in Reason. All right. So I left my 2 cents over there, of course, because, you know, your homie Grand Tizzle been holding Reason down for longer than, 10 years or whatever. Maybe longer than that. I don't know. I'm not remember. But, you know, I'm an advocate for Reason. So, but the conversation is over here as far as, you know, getting your voice heard and things like that. I'm sure they check on my channel too, but I'm into teaching everybody, anything. Not, you know what I'm saying. So I'll teach you in Reason, Fruity Loops, Ableton, Protools, whatever. Don't make me no difference. I'm just teaching you the game, right? But my tool of choice at the time definitely 100% was, or should I say is, Reason. But what I wanted to do, there was a few things I wanted to talk about. One thing was the last conversation. It's like we're causing a big stir around here with this whole Reason, Propellerhead, and we, you know, it's a lot of people voicing a lot of opinions. And one thing in particular, what I want to say is that I want to bring out some specific things that was brought out in my comments, and I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. So I figure I'd do a video about it. But before we move on to talking about the comments, and I want to show you guys a few little things that I learned actually in the comments, which I found was very fascinating. I've been digging a little bit more deeper in Ableton, and I want to show you something that I've been working on. And if anyone is interested or familiar with learning, of course, you know, hip hop production, and, you know, again, I don't care what tool, you know, I was using back in the day. I was using Fruity Loops and Cubase, as well as Reason. I transferred over to Reason because of, you know, the recording situation and things like that. But I started off with Cubase because you was able to record vocals in Cubase as well as produce music. So, but you know, I just found Reason was just more functional for production reasons. So anyway, I know I'm yarning. Did y'all hear me yarn? Y'all weren't supposed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I might edit it out. Or I might just keep it in there because your homie Grand TZ is Reezy. You know, real and all that good stuff. All right, so check it out. You know what? Let me play something that I've been working on, and I'm still actually working on it. Over at todaysbeats.com, this is going to be one of the first production tutorials that you know, the most recent that I'm gonna be putting together. But check out what's going on here. And excuse the mix. I know some people are going to be fussing about how loud the mix is and stuff. But I haven't did no mixing and things like that. And I'll explain to you why I haven't gotten to that part yet. But anyway, check it out. right now that's pretty much it. What I'm going to add to this is it's going to break down, and then there's going to be a little turnaround, and then a change is going to come in the end, and then I'm gonna fade it out. But it's a few things I want to talk about. For one, the way it feels, because I told you guys I was going to explore Ableton, and do some production. This is about I think the third track I did. I'm gonna pull up something that I did in Reason too. But we're gonna talk right now. We're not gonna do any lessons or things like that. Not yet anyway. But we is gonna talk about a few things that I learned, a few things that I picked up. It's some very insightful, intellectual. I love it. I love our YouTube community, man, because we got some very intellectual people, and they come in and they drop their jewels, and then they disappear off into the clouds like angels. You know what I'm saying? But the few jewels that was dropped, I'm getting ready to express that in a few seconds. But what I found here, now this was some production that I worked on. I've been coming back and forth to it. We can go over in Reason, and I can make a beat in 5 minutes, literally, right? But things is a little different now. We kind of looking more to entertain, like. You know what I mean? This ain't necessarily EDM, dance, or dub. It's music. You understand where I'm coming from? Like real music, real chord progressions, real changes, real music theory. Cycle of fourths, cycle of fifths is going into this type of production that we're going to be doing, and it's more fascinating to the ear. Like, I could just put this on loop and clean up the house, just listening to the progressions, and that's the primary thing what I'm trying to teach, what I really want to drive home to you guys. And if you really want to learn that, of course, sign up to the VIP membership over at todaysbeats.com. Shameless plug. And it's not a shameless plug. If you want to learn it, sign up. Go over there and sign up. You're going to learn it all. But the primary thing that I'm going to be teaching you is music theory and hip hop production, not just production, not just beat making, but the music theory as well. So I'm going to be teaching you the chords and the progressions and how to put them together, and how to use Harmony Navigator, and there's a few little tricks that you can do in Harmony Navigator that you ain't got to put your finger on a note at all. You understand? You can just kick out them chord progressions like sound like you've been producing, for all your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're 60 and you producing since you was 1. I'm talking about them type of progressions. So if you're interested in learning that type of stuff, you make sure you go over there and sign up to todaysbeats.com. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be doing a few little tidbits here and there over here, but the good stuff, because it's going to take some time. It's going to take a couple of hours for these sessions, because these ones in particular, take days to put together. And not because it's a long, tedious thing. It's because you got different inspirational things happening at different times. You understand? So I could work on the intro for a day and then fall back and come back another day and then work on the drop, and then come back another day and work on the breakdown, and just do little different things. Or work on this one day, then come back another day and work on the drop, which this would be considered. And that's considered the drop there. And what's cool is that it's kind of like playing a video game. You understand where I'm coming from, fam? When I produce over here in Ableton, what I've discovered, basically what I'm trying to say, if I can just get it the heck out, it's like playing a game. It's fun. I have not had fun producing in a long time. I haven't had inspiration to produce in a long time. Keyword here, inspiration. I'm inspired to produce. Now, I call this chapter 7 here, and there's a reason behind why I call this chapter 7. We'll talk about that later on, man. But there's a few things I want to bring out First of all, I got to give a special, very special shout out to all of the commenters, the contributors. They're not just commenters, they are contributors because you learn a lot of information just by reading the comments alone. So I encourage you guys to not just write the comments, but also read them because you can learn so much. I've learned some things. I don't claim to know every single thing. The only thing that I claim is I can just teach you what I know. If I sat here and tried to act like I know everything, then I can get caught out on it later on and then just be looking stupid. So I don't know everything. But the key is to learn as much as you possibly can from everyone. The key is to not be arrogant enough or ignorant enough to not want to learn something from someone else. See, so always keep that in mind. And those type of people, they excel. They excel because they're humble. Be humble. Humble yourself. Listen, learn. If something that you learning is new and it don't resonate or you know better of it, then you take it for what it is. But if it's something that you've never heard before and you actually learning something new that can add to your backpack of knowledge, baby, suck it in, soak it all in. So with that being said, very special shout out to the commenters, and let's pull up some of their comments and let's exercise what they're talking about. So let me pause this real quick and we're gonna pull up the last session I just uploaded. Okay, here we go. DJ Dr. Watts, first of all, everybody here contributed a lot. So you got to definitely come over here and just read the comments over at the last tutorial that I posted, part 2 of Propellerhead Reason 9.2, Ableton versus sound comparison synth. But we got a lot of information from DJ Dr. Watts. And the one thing I wanted to bring to your attention is I found real fascinating. He said, so you finally found out just how much fun Ableton had been. Ableton is easy to learn, but just got hidden depths. Now, I like that. Now, Reason do too. So we're not going to, we're not going to knock that down. And I'm going to show you some things that I picked up along the week or last week in Reason. We're going to look into that too. But he said right here, one thing I really found fascinating, he said, here's one, you can drop VST instruments on individual drum pads. Okay, so I didn't know that. So y'all do, and I didn't. But let's do that right now. So that, to me, that's crazy cool, right? So if we click on the drum pad here, which is this is the drum pad I got. That's the snare. I think right here we got the saturator on it. Oops. This is cool. So if I go up here to one of my plugins, which would be, let me see, we can go into waves. We can put a SSL EQ on it. Bam. And now we got an SSL EQ, so we can get the SSL VST EQ sound on that particular drum. How cool is that, fam? Now, he did say that it's going to use up some, a lot of CPU or memory or whatever the case may be. But me, I got a lot of memory. I think I got 32 gigs of memory or 64, something like that, because I do video editing too, and I do 3D and Pro Tools. I mean, not 3D and Pro Tools. I do 3D and After Effects. I do 3D effects and After Effects. But I really thought that was really cool. It warmed my heart. I mean, it's like, oh my God, more toys to funk around with. And I can get, the drum samples already sound really, really good in here. But to add these different plugins to it, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, to one sample, like, that's great to me. That's super duper cool. I in particular like the API 2500 on drums because it gets really, really nice and punchy. So so besides that, that's cool. Now, as far as me mixing on here, I got a DVD called Master the EQ. So mastering the EQ. So all that's good. My thing is that the workflow is slightly different than Reason. So, and the sounds that I'm using is totally different from the sounds that I'm using in Reason. The bit rate is 32-bit samples. The frequency and the range and the depth, everything is just, much, much higher, much brighter. So the type of EQ that I would put on the sound in Reason, it would be too much here. Because I've already done it. I'm like, okay, let me mix this kick. Let me mix this snare. And it would be too much. So I'm learning, I'm adjusting. You know what I'm saying? You can't put too much because the sounds is already sounding good. It's sounding so good that it's overpowering. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we get off into that. But if you don't know Masters of EQ, just join the VIP. All of those tutorials is all over there. You can learn everything you need. Or you can just go over there. Some more shameless promotion for y'all. Y'all can just go ahead and buy all the, you know what I mean? Everything is all separated for y'all. You can buy it all like that. Anywho, so that was one thing. Then he said this here. Here's another cool tip. Curved automation points in Ableton. Hold down Alt when clicking on the automation line. Now, how funky donkey cool is that, big doggy? So we're going here. Let's just zoom in just to this one right here. So basically, he said if you hold Alt, you could put. Oh no, not that one actually, because that's I got that on Snap. Which one will it be, man? Which one will it be? Right here. So he said hold Alt, and you see how the little curly thing, I'm pointing to I'm pointing to the camera right now, but you see how I got the little curve? That means when you pull it, it's gonna bend. No, they do that. That's super duper cool, because you don't have to have it. Let me undo all that. You don't have to have it linear. It can bend into a thing, and that's really cool too, because if you wanted to do, I really don't want to mess with this, man. I've been working on this madness for days. But what's cool is that, let's hypothetically say, and you know what, I know a lot of y'all already know this, man. Y'all probably looking at me like, you late, bruh. You late, bruh. You make yourself look stupid. But I'm gonna show y'all anyway for those who don't know, because I didn't know. You understand? But you hold Alt, you drag it down. You hold Alt here, you drag it down. So you don't have to have a linear down. You gotta have a down. You see what I'm saying? So those little jewels, fam, is super duper great, man. It's very great, man. It just adds. It's kind of like learning tips and tricks in a video game, man. And what else was he saying? Oh, he was saying that my master output was in the hot. And I was already aware of that, but we talked about the mix, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave it as that. Now, somebody else, he was going back and forth with Chris. Chris was like, he is a genius. And I'm like, man, well, Chris only got 2 subscribers. I think I'm one of the subscribers. Yeah, I am one of the subscribers. I subscribed. He left some really good information. So we ain't going to go over every single last one of them, but go over there and learn some things. One thing I found that Dr. Watson said, because he did know a lot, but he was saying that to put the isotope ozone on the master. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, well, that's the thing that I'm going to be working on in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to front on y'all. I ain't act like I know everything about everything. You know what I'm saying? There's some jewels that come with being a subscriber over here, because you do get people coming over here, and they do drop some very, very beneficial information. All right, so make sure y'all do that. I thank you very much. I definitely 100% appreciate your Shirt for sure, man. Shirt is a freaking master. I don't know why he didn't already let me know. You got my contact, T. Don't act like you don't know my number. No, I'm gonna call you Shirt. Oh, and Thomas Sloan for sure, man. And you know what? And he left me some jewels too. A lot of. I think. Oh yeah, he was saying about the breakdown and the buffer beat repeater. I actually did a tutorial on that, I think, one time. Well, if it wasn't beat repeater, it was something else, because I wanted to do the record stop. But there's a variety of ways you can do that record stop that I just recently found out. But I just wanted to drive a few of those points home, and definitely thank you guys for commenting and contributing to the growth of all of us. We're all learning things like that. Now, there's some things that I did in Reason. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I went off and did all of my madness in Ableton and just abandoned Reason altogether. That wouldn't be fair. So what I did was I doubled back and I said, okay. And again, fam, we've always heard about it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's a lot of tutorials out there that well, actually, it's not a lot out there that tell you about this, but we know about the automation. We all remember automation. But the thing is, I guess, and it's just my personal. Maybe we wasn't looking into it, or it wasn't emphasized enough to us that is there, and I guess it's just a situation where we kind of just overlooked it, or it was just one of them things where it was at the time it was too tedious to get off into, or maybe it's just the the workflow didn't contribute to it, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't. How can I explain it, fam? Like, I'm really trying to be like really down to earth with y'all. It's like a cute girl, but you know what I mean? Like, you got a cute, it's crazy, man. It's like you got a very beautiful girlfriend and you just cheat on her anyway with other dolls. you know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, and she'd be like, and she'd say, what's wrong with me? And you'd be like, nothing. And she'd be like, I got every single thing that this girl have. I got the big booty. I got the nice breasts. I'm fit. You know, I'm healthy. I got long, well, I ain't gonna say. So, I'm saying all that. But I'm saying, because beauty is an eye to beholder. But I'm beautiful. She almost look like me. Why did you go? And you'd be like, I don't know. You'd be like Bill Cosby. You'd be like, why did you do it? You'd be like, I don't know. And I don't know. So, you know what I'm saying? I know I sound stupid right now. That's, you know what I'm saying? But that's what this is about right here. This is about trying to figure out, why we missed it, or why we ducked it, or, you know what I'm saying? And I can't explain it, fam. I can't explain it. But I'm going to play something, and I think I'm going to make a comment after this. And I think this might be why, fam. Now, let me play for you what I produced here with that whole automation situation. Check this out. Okay, now let's break this down. First of all, I am not impressed with the sound quality compared to what I was hearing when I was producing in Ableton. It's something, and I say it again, and now, you guys may say, man, that was nice, T. To me, it's like it's chord progressions, the beat is there, the drum patterns is there, the wobbles is there, but listen. It's good, and I can work with it. I can. Don't get me wrong. I can work with this, right? But when I played that other track, and I ain't got them both pulled up right now, when I played the other track in Ableton, it was just glistening. And I know the master was loud, y'all. And I know, some complain. Well, you had the master loud over there. And I know all that. But let me show you something real quick. Check this out. I'm going to turn this master up. Watch this. First of all, we're already in the red right now. Now, what happened to your ears? To my ears, it got dirty and muddy to me. So now let's be fair. This is a really, really good drum sample here. Same exact drum sample. I got the dirty bass plug-in on it. I could change them up and all. And they sound good and everything. I got the compressor on it. I got the gain even turned up a little bit. If we turn our gain back down here, it's just, I ain't gonna say what it is. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm gonna let you be the judge. Now, keep in mind again, we still keep in mind that matter of fact, here, let me just take this all together. Let me take all the effects. We'll clear everything. Reset all channels. Okay, so that's the original sound here. So let's raise it, because everybody's saying you got it too hot. Now, when I turn this up, matter of fact, here, Shirt showed me a trick. Let me hold control. Let me take that back down to 0. Shirt said, stop turning up the lines. Shirt said, turn up the gain. So let's do that. Let me turn the compressor off too. Okay. So we hear the sound. Okay. Good, nice levels and everything like that. So to me, it's not hitting hard enough, or whatever the case may be. All right. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna turn up the gain. Turn up the gain. Okay. So we clearly hear that's too hot. We clearly hear that's too hot. We see that it's hot. So if we pull it back a little. Okay. Now we go back down. Now this feels comfortable to me, to my ear. Now it's still it kind of sound like, to me, fam, it kind of sound like something like okay, if I can kind of put it in a word, I would say like a hand is pushing it down. It's stopping it. So it sound like some frequencies is getting rounded off, because I know this sound. I made this sound. This is my oh, I got to name something else. What the heck you talking about? T favorite trap snare. No, there's not a snare. But anyway, this is my sound. So I know how this sound in Ableton, and it have a much more knock. It got more like a, like a knock with a little glassy tick at the beginning of it, and that tick frequency is what make this drum sound more punchier. It sound warm now, right? Now you can hear, every now and again you can hear that little thump. You hear that little thump, but it is not consistent. Let's see here. Where's where we got this solo at? Which one is it? Is this one? Right here, up here. Okay. So we see it feels like, fam, it feels like the transient is being pushed back. See? They the same samples. But see, watch this. You see that? See when it, listen. Okay, so the first one hit, but the second one kind of feel like a transient, or like a compressor is pushing it back. And I don't have anything on. I even got the gain up a little. I don't have anything on it. You know what I mean? So what's happening here, family? Let's go over to our preferences. And I'm looking at the sound driver 44. Okay, cool. I'm not able to. Okay, see why. Okay, so I do have my primary sound driver on because I am running it through Camtasia, my recorder, and I don't want to change it. But even let's change it to what it's supposed to be. We hit our control panel. We can see what's going on up here. The buffer. Okay, sample rate 44. So even if I turn it up to 48, am I going to get something? Where's the bit? Where's the option? I can't. Where do I find what the bit rate is? What if I wanted to change the bit rate to 16-bit? What if I wanted to change it to 24-bit? What if I wanted to change it to 32-bit? Do I have that option? Is there an option? If it is, where is it? It sounds like, to me, I don't know, man. And I'm just simply not inspired by the sound. It's just me. Now there's a lot of sounds. There's a heck of a lot of sounds, but I've been a Reason user for a long time, and it's really hard for the sounds here to inspire me. Now, before we sign out, let's listen back to that Ableton track one more again, and then we're going to close out with some closing thoughts. Okay, let's run this back real quick, and let's see if it was in a placebo effect. What's going on here? We just left out of the Propellerhead environment, and now we are over here at the live environment, the Ableton. And we just listened to a few sounds, a few tracks over at Reason, and let's listen to this, and let's kind of listen to some frequencies and some things and some characteristics of the sound that's going on over here. Now we still keep in mind that this is not mixed over here, but it wasn't mixed over in Reason either. So we're not going to argue, fuss about mixing and things like that. Just the overall characteristics, basically. So let's check it out. So, what made me keep going with this particular track, and of course we're going to be producing a whole vast variety of different tracks. It's not just going to be this type, this style, but just for the record, it's not just going to be for this style, but it is going to be primarily, like, we really going to be producing based around music theory. The understanding of music theory is going to be where the point is going to be driven home, because I don't want you guys to just be regular beat makers. I want you guys to be prolific musicians, like real, true musical producers. And your music is going to stand out different from everybody else, and that's what you want. You don't want to blend in with everybody else. You don't want people to be like, that's just another, okay, I can do that too. My grandma can do that. My little cousin do that. He got a beat machine in his basement. He make that. No. Everybody don't know music theory. So that's where you had the advantage with your homie Grand. But as far as the sound quality, I'm going to just let you be the judge. You know what I mean? Like, I know what I like. I know what I like. I know what sound good. I was inspired to continue to work on this because of the sounds and the frequencies and the instrumentation and just the way things sound. It just sound like I don't want to leave it. I want to stay and keep tweaking and keep getting it in. It's like staying in some good loving. You want to stay home with this girl. This one right here. You like to see, it's a difference. You can have a beautiful girl. You always want to hit the club, but then sometimes you be having some of them girls. You don't want to go. You don't want to go nowhere. You don't want her to go nowhere. You be like, I'm straight. You ain't straight. You straight. You have some handcuffs. You will lock her to the bedroom door. I'm tying you to the leg of the couch. You ain't going nowhere. Neither. And y'all just be sitting eating popcorn, watching movies all day, every day on the couch, cause you so straight. But anyway, man, just wanted to just bring those few things out, and we is going to be starting our newer sessions over at todaysbeats.com. So if you're not a member, make sure y'all go over there and sign up. You can sign up for the $20 session. I mean, $20 membership, $27 membership a month. That's for standard, or you can get the $47 membership a month, or the entrepreneurship. Now, don't even think about entrepreneurship unless you on some next level ish. Other than that, go ahead and get the $47 the premium. And that way you can get all of the files, you can get all of the drum samples, you can get all of the plugins, everything that I use to teach you, you're going to have those tools as well. Project files, everything. So you can what they call it, reverse engineer. So you have the tracks and you can like solo every single last one of them, listen to it, see the movement, see the frequency, see the ranges, all that good stuff. Recreate it, use the same sample, same mixing, same everything, and just totally reconstruction and sell it. Do whatever you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So those are the benefits of at your $47 premium account. I guess that's it right now. I've been here 30 minutes longer than I actually intended to, but I think a lot of points that I brought to the table today was very important for the ones that's looking to trying to find out, well, what should we do? Now, I'm going to do something much more in-depth, much more detail about the sound, because I still want to, you know what I'm saying, there's still going to be some leftover arguments about the sound. So I'm going to do something like create a drum loop, just with a kick and a snare and a hi-hat over in Ableton with no effects, no nothing. And then I'm going to mix it down. Then I'm going to do the same exact, take them same exact drum samples, and I'm going to produce them in Reason. And I'm going to mix those down, and then we're going to compare them. And then we're going to see, we're going to look at the waves. We're going to read the waves. That's going to be my next session. So make sure y'all stay tuned for the next session. Now, like, share, dislike, do whatever you do. Comment, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you went this far, if you watched this far, you're a trooper for real, because you already know what it is. All right, but if you want some real, like that, the hidden secret stuff, fam, you already know. Today'sbeats.com is where it's all at. So go over there, join the membership, and get it cracking. All right, I guess I'm gonna sign it out right now, fam. Finish working on closing this, and start working on these other production tracks for my students. That's it for now. Just make sure y'all stay tuned, stay posted, stay locked, and go over and join my email so I can send you out some information on some releases and things like that. Free samples, free project files, and little stuff like that. But you want the real goods, join up. All right, till the next time. See you in a minute. See you when I spin it. Thank you for watching. And peace, big boy. Yeah. Let's close it out with this. Alone, man. Tell them to leave Nicki Minaj alone.